Hey guys, welcome to Laugh, Learn, and Share with Ivan Shiko. Here we laugh, we learn, and we share about stuff. So today, I want to share with you a story of how I caught a thief. You heard me right, a thief. So this one morning, nimeamka around 6. So our director was kind enough to tell us that for this day, we are going to begin our rehearsals at 10 instead at our usual 8. So nimeamka. Now, okay, let us rewind kidogo to the previous night. The previous night, okay, so I just found out, guys, by the way, that I have irritable bowel syndrome. One of the things that it does to me is that my food doesn't digest quickly, so I like have to wait for a long time. So this time tumetoka rehearsals quite late, tumefika kwa nyumba saa mbili. For those of you we just had a play of 50 plus 1, so tumefika kwa nyumba around 8. It's quite late. I have to go to the market and prepare supper, so by the time tunakula ni around 10. So that's quite late, especially because sleeping time is almost due. So I am left here trying to get my food to go down because I have like to do some 1 2 1 2 so that it can go down. Sindio? So I have to wait around 2 hours. So I decide achani watch and rotate. I have this friend who keeps telling me about, oh, have you seen and rotate and rotate and rotate? So I'm like, okay, let me search him. So I look for him and I listen to one of his motivation. And this guy is brutal. So by that time I'm going to bed, I'm like, wow, I am amped. I need to get my life in order. So nimeenda kulala, nimejiambia like kesho naamka mapema, I will work out, I will eat breakfast. By the way, I don't usually eat breakfast for most of the days. So I'm like, yeah, I will get house chores done before I go to rehearsals. He's like, because Andrew was like, what are you doing sleeping 8 hours a day? Rich people don't sleep that long. So I'm like, I want to be rich. Don't we all? Anyway, I'm derailing. Back to business. So I go to sleep motivated that the next day I need to wake up early and get some work done. So I set my alarm and I'm like awake at 6 because the rehearsals are at 10. So you see, there's a good time there. So nimeamka hii asubuhi. After I wake up, I'm like, okay, so what first? Definitely, let me work out. So I wash my face and I put on my working out gear and I'm ready to start. So I try to switch on the TV so that I can find some workout routines on some people's channels. There's Chloe Tings, Amy Wong, Nizi, all those people. So, but for some reason today my TV is hanging. My YouTube is not opening. It keeps loading and loading. I switch the TV off, turn it back on. It's not connecting. And then for some reason also the Bluetooth is not connecting the TV. So it keeps connecting, disconnecting. So I'm like, what is happening today? The first day I'm waking up with the motivation, yeah, manze tuna workout. Nothing is working. So I decided to take a breather. I remember that the previous night I was supposed to talk with the lady who was supposed to hire us chairs, if that is correct English. So I decide to call her. So I'm calling her, but it's ringing, nobody's taking it. And then at last, it goes off. So I'm like, God, nothing is working today. What is wrong? So I'm frustrated. What is happening? Manze, ishaanza kunikilia vibe. So everything is quiet. Unajua ni around 6. By this time, probably it's around 6:15, 6:20 hapo. So I'm like, nini nafanyika? So it's like the sun has started coming out. Outside my door nasikia shuffles, unajua zile shuffles flani, alafu I live next after my floor juni rooftop. So I'm like probably ni neighbor ameamka mapema kafua anaenda kuanika nguo. So my door is next to that door that leads to the rooftop. So I'm like maybe anaenda kuanika nguo, but hizi shuffles zinakanika zimedwell kwa mlango yangu. So I'm like what's happening? So I put the phone down. Alafu unajua everything is quiet, so I go and peep. I became a peeping Tom. So nimeenda hapo kwa katini ya mlango, nimefungua. On peeping out, na notice I can't see my shoes. Like my shoes were literally on the doorstep, zilikuwa hapo. And then I also cannot see the neighbor's carpet yenye ilikuwa hapo. So I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, what is happening? So I'm like, walai nimeibiwa. So I quickly opened the door. Nikafungua mlango nikapata walai sioni viatu zangu. So kitu ikaniambia mwenye ameiba ni wewe mwenye umesikia kishapo hapo. So definitely agenda mbali. So I ran to my balcony door. Nafungua hapo. Sure enough, I see a guy walking away with a carpet on one shoulder and a bag of shoes in the other hand. And guess whose shoes are on top? mine. Unajua venye amebeba hiyo pepa ijafungika sana, so I can see red shoes, some sneakers. I usually have Air Maxish, and then there's my fila, my brown filas. They are very unique. I found them I bought them at Kinangop in one of my traveling days. So I'm like, I don't know at courage ilitoka wapi. I'm not usually such kind of a person, but nilijipata tu nimeshot like, yo dude, bro, unanibia viatu. So the guy turns and like, mimi, and I'm like, sasa ni viatu zangu kana zapo, bro, drop viatu zangu. Then he's like, mi sina viatu zako. Then I'm like, what do you mean? Sasa ni viatu zangu naona hapo, bro, achilia viatu zangu, toa viatu zangu. Then he removes the red ones and he's like, hizi hapa. Nikamwambia, achilia hizo viatu ni zangu. So he puts them down and then he continues walking faster and I'm like, wewe, simama hapo, hizo zingine za brown. Then he's like, hizi si viatu zako, hizi ni zangu. And I'm like, toa viatu zangu. And then now I'm shouting louder because he's moving on further. So he's like, utazikujia, like what? So I tell him, yeah, toweke hapo. So he removes those ones and puts them down. Then I'm like, nail carpet ati. No, by this time, my babe had not woken up. By this time, he quickly comes on next to me in the balcony and he's checking out like, who's that? So he finds me going against this guy, and so he gets in and is like, we Buddha, unadu nini, hiyo carpet ni yako? Because he found me asking like, na hiyo carpet. So the guy tells my my boyfriend like, hii carpet ni yangu Buddha, naipeleka car wash. And I'm like, uongo, hiyo carpet ni ya mama Vidni, umeitoa hapa juu, achilia. So by this time unajua mwizi already ashaongea sana. By the way, what kind of a thief talks back to mtu ameibia? By the way, I think he was an amateur or something. So he's like, hii carpet ni yangu, napeleka car wash. And then he starts running. So my baby's like, oh my god. Then he goes in, puts on the shirt, he had just come with a short. And then he's like, oh my god. He goes out and I'm like, maybe I'm in the viatu, ama I don't know. So I'm confused. I'm back in the house, because I had put on my working out gear. Now I have to put on like some decent something. I throw on a sweater and I'm out on the door. Nenda nanokia my neighbor here. I'm like, Mama Vini, amka. Mama Vini is not waking up. I'm like, Mama Vini. He doesn't open. So I drop to the first floor. I'm going knocking on people's doors. So luckily, this one woman wakes up and I'm like, okay, angalia kama umeibua viatu. So she checks, surely on her door there are many shoes, but she's like, yeah, kuna viatu sioni hapa. So nakamwambia viatu zako zimeibiwa. So I go around, I'm waking up Mama Vini. She's not waking up. I drop down to the ground floor. I go pick my both shoes that guy dropped. By this time, my boyfriend has already gone after the man. So unajua kwetu kwa street ukishapita hivi kuna mali kusa there's a connecting road, the main one, the street road where all the vibe happens. So I can already see a crowd of people forming there, and I can only imagine that there's a confrontation going on. And afterwards, I see my boyfriend coming back with the carpet, but not with the bag of shoes. So he's like, nilikuwa na nini mse venye aliniona alidrop carpet yakakimbia. So I'm like, oh god. So afterwards, there's this nduthi guy who comes na nduthi yake, and then he drops, and then he's with the shoes, hiyo karatasi. So he's like, nilisikia mkibishana na yeye, nikamkimbiza, nikamshika venye aliona ni kama nitazusha, akadrop viatu, akahipa grip yangu, akatoroka. So singemkimbiza, so nikachukua tu viatu nikaleta. So by now the other neighbors are awake and funny enough, neighbor hapo chini yako like, guy, Shiko, niwenda napiga makelele, mimi hata sijakuzoea hivyo, ni nini mbaya? So I start explaining, you know how these things goes. This one comes, you explain. This one comes, to explain. Hey, manze. So lucky enough, people got their shoes back. I also got mine, and I was proud enough kushika mtu. Previously in our plot, by the way, we have had several incidences of thieves. Our receiver ya net imeibiwa hapa juu kwetu mara mbili. Although huyo mtu alikuwa anaiba saa zenye kunanyesha, unajua it dampens the sound. So anakuja anaiba 2 times receiver 10,000, and then mwingine tukamshika hapa kwa balcony akitaka kuiba viatu kwa balcony yetu. So it's like god, I don't know, but anyway, Mama Vini also did not wake up until I finally went and screamed at her door, Mama Vini, umeibiwa carpet. She woke up. And then the carpet was there, and I told her blah blah blah. People collected their shoes, and then the landlord was on her neck like, you guys, you need to close the door. Sijui hata nani alimwambia, but yeah guys, so that is the story of how I caught a thief. Anajua si actually kumshika, but hey, I caught a thief. Anyway guys, I really hope that, I don't know if that's funny or it's sad, terrifying. I don't know. It's just amping. So anyway, guys, that's all for today. I don't have a lot. I apologize for going MIA on you guys. It's been quite some time since I posted anything, but we were busy. But for all those of you who came to the 50+1, we really thank you guys for showing up. It was really a success. But until next time, I love you guys. Bye.